My name is Justin. This is a video of my 2026 Tesla Model Y running FSD 14.1.3, taking me on a 63-mile journey. The car performed really well. I never had to take over for safety reasons. I did take over once just because I wanted it to take a different route than what I had preferred, but other than that, it did a really good job. There's a couple of times in this video where I'm going to come back here and just give my comments on what it's doing, but otherwise most of the video is fast forwarded in 5 times so that you can just enjoy the ride and the scenery and the music. Super minor thing right here, but the vehicle was in the right lane. It took this branch. Previously on FSD 13, it would signal really confusingly, and sometimes in the left-right lane, really confusing traffic, and it left the signal on for a long time. So happy to see in this iteration, it didn't signal unnecessarily, and it stayed in the right lane, just merged without an issue. So here you can see that the vehicle moved over to the left to overtake the vehicle in front, but then quickly moved back behind the vehicle. It looks like it recognized the lane closed ahead sign and followed that, which is great. Previously, this lane's been closed for a while, and on FSD 13, it would stay in that lane until the very end, which was absolutely less than ideal. This is another instance in which it recognized a lane closed ahead sign and moved over. I think it was a little bit premature because it ended up wanting to overtake a vehicle in the center lane, and it had to get right back into the middle lane because the lane closed so abruptly. I actually didn't realize this was happening because I was distracted. FSD really has gotten so good that once you've been driving it for a while, and I've been using it for about 2 years, not on my own vehicle, but on friends' vehicles and rentals. So I'm quite comfortable with the system, and especially lately it's gotten so good that, again, sometimes, especially on the freeway, I'm just not paying as close attention. But that said, it did a really good job. Even though it was kind of a last minute merge, it did it so well. I wasn't even, I wasn't taken by surprise or anything like that. I just realized like, oh, that lane ended and we merged and it wasn't an issue. That's great. Here I want to highlight the fact that the lanes here have really confusing markings because there's so much construction. FSD is doing such a good job at keeping the lane. I know that it's programmed to follow vehicles in front of it, so I think that definitely helps. I'd be curious to see how it handles this without any vehicles around it. I don't know if it would be quite as smooth or as straightforward, or at night. When I get into these construction zones, I usually have my hand pretty close to the steering wheel just in case. But thus far, I haven't really had any issues. Here we are coming to the supercharger. The vehicle pulls us into the parking lot, backs into the space. Absolutely perfect. I know in 13 it didn't always do this. It didn't always park. Sometimes it did, sometimes it didn't. Sometimes it would park right in front of the chargers without like backing into a space. Sometimes it would back into a space but not in the lines, like right in the middle of the lines. So again, this is definitely an improvement. Doing really well here. Exiting the charging area here, we're at a stoplight turning right. It is a red light, so it is checking traffic coming from the left. It starts to go, but then it abruptly stops. This is something that's pretty common in this new FSD 14.1.3. I've seen people with 14.1.4, which I don't have yet, saying that it doesn't do this as much, which I really hope, because it's not a safety thing. It's definitely erring on the side of safety, which is great, but it's jarring as a passenger and it's also, I'm gonna say it's a little bit of a safety thing, because if you're hitting the brakes like that, you're just increasing the likelihood that you're gonna get rear-ended. This actually did happen. I didn't get rear-ended. The vehicle is going through an intersection with a green light, and for some reason, right in the middle of the intersection, my car slammed on the brakes. It didn't come to a full stop, but it was, again, abrupt, and I could see the vehicle in back of me was like, what is going on? What are you doing? So hopefully that gets resolved in 14.1.4. This is the only time in the drive that I changed the driver profile from hurry to Mad Max. Changing it to Mad Max makes the FSD just push itself as fast as it feels like it can go, which on the freeway here is 85 miles an hour. What I really like about the way that they changed the driver profiles is that it seems like it tries to pick a speed and stick with it. Previously, I had always used hurry, and it would kind of fluctuate on the freeway between going 78 miles an hour, 83 miles an hour, and kind of everywhere in between. But it would very rarely, if ever, stick to 85, which again is FSD's max. But frankly, that's where I want it to be most of the time. But again, in this version, it seems like if you're in a hurry, at least it'll stick to 82, which is speeding, yes, but it's where I would put the car, and it keeps that consistent 82 miles an hour instead of fluctuating between 78 and 83 or wherever it was in between, which was really annoying, quite frankly. So I'm glad to see that it picks the speed, sticks with it. I put it up to Mad Max because I wanted to go around this truck, and it did work great. And then once we got around, I put it back to hurry, and it stuck to 82. Beautiful. As we're going over the bridge, it puts the directional on. It looks like maybe it thought that that was the appropriate lane, because if you look at the video, there are 2 lanes, but that's the right turn lane. It looks like it realized its issue very quickly and stopped and just went straight. It could have also have been that it thought that maybe there was a pothole. I noticed that with this update, it is a little bit more particular about what's in front of it on the road surface, like potholes or big black patches, which it seems to read as potential potholes and tries to avoid. This is the one spot in which I did deactivate FSD just because I wanted to take a different route than what the navigation wanted to take. So I disengaged, drove a little bit manually, only for maybe a quarter of a mile, not even. I also wanted to slow down and look at some things on the side of the road, but after that, I resumed. Here I did what I would consider a minor intervention, which is just tapping on the accelerator because it stopped at a stop sign, taking a left-hand turn. There was a vehicle coming from the right, but they were slowing down and they were turning into this road. So they were going to cross in front of us, and my car had already gotten out far enough where it was just in the way. So it wanted to sit and stay and wait for them to turn in front of us, but I just tapped the accelerator telling it to go. It did. We were all good from there. You can see there's a bunch of semis that are parked in the opposite lane here. FSD slows down way ahead of time, exactly how I would, just creeping past these semis. Instead of the speed limit on this road is 55, it slowed down to about 40, 42, and it just went along very cautiously along these vehicles, and then as soon as it cleared, it went back up to the normal speed. Thank you for watching. I hope you found it entertaining and somewhat informational. If you like it, please subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment below. I would love to hear what you have to say. Bye.